From tablets to drones, even tractors with their own computers. As a farm family of Mississippi, we use the latest technology to get the most out of our land, growing acres of rice, soybeans, and corn. These digital tools help us map out where to plant and harvest. They manage our farmland from a bird's eye view and even tell us the right amount of water to use.
It's a smarter way to farm, providing for our family and yours, the farm families of Mississippi.
Will Rogers finished tonight with a 92% completion percentage. What was your opinion on his performance?
I didn't realize it was 92% till we got back in the locker room, but I thought he played well. I thought he really did a good job seeing the field. I thought he did a good job checking and on the plays that that he was in a position to check. And then we had kind of a slow start, but I thought we picked it up, and I thought he did a good job elevating that. Also, our defense getting turnovers and stops, I thought was key.
Go to Steve and Robbie.
Coach, a few protection issues in the first half, but it seemed like second half you kind of shut those things down. What kind of adjustments did you make?
Really, there wasn't much to it. There was miscommunication, I would say, and then I can't remember them exactly. One was definitely miscommunication. I don't remember a lot of them. One, he held the ball, thought he should have thrown it. That's all I can remember.
Robbie?
Hey, Coach, Kentucky's a team that really likes to establish the run, and they've been good on the line of scrimmage. 66 yards rushing for them today. We actually outgained them 94-66 and pretty balanced offensively. How did you feel about what y'all were able to do on the ground today, and also defensively stopping the run?
Well, our defense was real active up front, and we felt like it was important to, affect the line of scrimmage on defense because you got to wreck the running lanes and make them bubble instead of just run straight ahead. And we wanted to affect the quarterback, and I thought those defensive linemen did both of those things. Then on offense, we. First of all, they're tough to run against. They've been tough to run against, but also, we knew that they like to drop people too. So we felt like we, had to take advantage of both. And I think that Will and those guys did well. First of all, we protected him well. That was key. That was a very big key. Then the second thing was, as we were successful on some key downs, that put us in a position where. We got them coming and going a little bit, I felt like, and I thought, it was, it turned out pretty good. If they put too many men up, we were good at taking advantage of it behind them and vice versa.
John and Theo.
Mike, you kind of mentioned it a little bit earlier, but you guys were down 10-0, and then you dominated the rest of the way. Did you say anything after that first quarter to your team? What was kind of the biggest adjustment that you saw that allowed you guys to dominate this 12th-ranked team the rest of the way from that moment on?
Well, we moved the ball good from the start, and so we felt like we could move the ball. Kind of shot ourselves in the foot, should have had a field goal, all that stuff. And then, defensively, we'd done a pretty good job because, that 7 points was from a punt return. And so, everything was right there for us. We just had to finish the drives offensively and defensively. And so I guess that's a long way of saying we kept doing what we were already doing.
Jalen getting that pick before the half, how much did that contribute to setting the tone in the third quarter like you guys were able to do?
I lose track. I thought that was good for sure. I wondered if it was a touchback, but no, I thought it was huge. I thought we did a good job getting turnovers and a good job protecting the football.
Following up on that, with the secondary, you guys are without Fred Peters today. You lose Martin 3 plays into the game. What did you see kind of from that unit, specifically for maybe Sean Preston, Cameron Richardson to kind of step up and help?
I thought they did good. I thought they ran to the ball good. I thought they did a good job hawking it down, and I thought they played good. I thought defensively we triggered and played together pretty well.
How much do you feel those interceptions kind of helped with the momentum of the game?
I think it was huge. I think it was really huge. You know, Kentucky's kind of a team that's about control, you know, controlling on offense and hogging the clock and then controlling on defense. Nothing bad happens. You have to execute a lot of plays to move the ball against them, and that's, you know, and that's why they're where they're at, is because they're so good at controlling things, and you know, that broke the control suddenly, which was important to us because, you know, we're a younger, explosive team, but, you know, maintaining control is something that's has been tricky for us a little a little bit, and that let us get it back.
Steve and David.
Coach, last year was a complete nightmare in Lexington with 6 interceptions, but tonight you had guys running wide open and your quarterback found them. What do you attribute the difference to this year compared to last year?
Well, the receivers deserve some credit for improving. The biggest thing was protection, pass protection. Our offensive line protected well. They couldn't effectively pass rush us with 3 guys. They needed 4 to 5, and then we still protected well. And then that makes them shorthanded on the back end, and so pass protection. Most important position on the field, and most important phase of the game, certainly on offense. You know, we improved there, and you know, last year's a really good example of why it is the most important position.
You mentioned Kentucky being a tough team to run on. Marks and Johnson seemed to just bring a little extra edge of physicality tonight. They were bouncing off tackles, making yards after contact. Did you think they could do that in this particular matchup?
No, I didn't know. I hope they could. I didn't know that they could. They did a pretty good job making people miss today. I thought they did a pretty good job making people miss and getting yards after contact, and maybe as well as they've done this year with regard to that.
Steve talked about the Kentucky game last year. That was Will Rogers' first game. I mean, obviously you've seen him grow tremendously from that ball game. Just how much have you seen him grow from that point, the first game he's played in, to tonight, whenever he's breaks the SEC record for completion percentage over 30-plus attempts?
Oh, he did, huh?
Yeah.
Well, good. Yeah, try to get as many of those as we can. Well, I thought, you know, what allowed him to play last year is he's a very composed guy, and he's not afraid to compete, and just real level-headed mentally. And then I think as he's assumed more of a leadership role, just partially by being older and being the voice on offense for longer, you know, then I think it helps our team be steadier and more even-tempered as well, which is something that we definitely need. And but then, you know, he keeps improving. You know, everybody talks about, you know, somebody's going to be a great freshman quarterback. Well, you know what? There aren't any great freshman quarterbacks, and some of them that we all remember that turned out to be great, even had great NFL careers. I mean, try judging them by their freshman year. They might have been the starter, but I promise you they were streaky, erratic, and not particularly good. But you know, I think he's grown a lot and will continue to improve.
John, Mike, based on your experience, I mean, do you think that this group can kind of build off a win like this, beating this 12th-ranked Kentucky team at home, and kind of what's the key to building on something like that?
We need to keep it in perspective. We need to go back tomorrow. We need to, you know, be excited about this win, celebrate this win. But when we get in tomorrow, we gotta, you know, just be real honest with ourselves, watch the film, and see where we need to improve. And there'll be plenty of places to improve. And then we need to be dedicated to doing that. You know, Arkansas is a really good team, and you know, we got to play really well in order to beat those guys.
Coach, you mentioned protection, some pre-snap penalties tonight, which has kind of been a little bit uncharacteristic. What were you seeing there?
They were yelling at or they were simulating our snap count, you know. I mean, yeah, they were simulating our snap count, and, you know, if folks can get away with that, we got to start coaching it, you know.